This is Coach Lee with my exbatcoach.com, creator of the Emergency Breakup Kit, which you can find a link to in the description below. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why you should trust no contact. I talk to a lot of you who are in a panic, who want to reach out to your ex after they have broken up with you. And it's one of the things that is most frustrating because there's no way that I can get into your head the experience that I've had over the last nearly 19 years now in the relationship recovery industry to see just how detrimental it can be when you reach out to your ex when those advancements and those reach outs are unwelcome. Please take a second and click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more videos like this that can be helpful to your situation, and that includes attraction, relationship dynamics, marriage, and breakups. Also, please take a second and follow me on Instagram at RealCoachLee. On Instagram at RealCoachLee. A lot of people that I speak with on coaching calls describe an experience like this. They have been broken up with by this person who they love, and they reached out. The next day, a few days later, the same day, several times usually, they reach out. And the ex at first shows some compassion, and then they begin to get cold, and then they can begin to get angry. And the reason for this is that your pain bothers them, or else they would have some psychological problems. And they begin to get angry that you are reminding them that they have hurt you. In some ways, they just wish you'd get over it so that they can move on with their life. Now, again, this is where their mind is at the moment. This is right after the breakup. And so we are working and hoping that that will change, that they will miss you, that they will see your place in their life, that you will give them the time and space they need to reset, to miss you, to be afraid that you are moving on, and then to reach out. But the deceptive thing is that it feels so good to reach out to them. It feels like talking with them would just be wonderful, that you would feel for a moment that you have control in the situation. Because at the moment, you're operating with no control. Your ex, because they broke up with you, has all the control, and you feel that you are at his or her mercy. Many of you even describe getting down on your hands and knees and begging, crying, sending gifts, trying to get this person to feel something for you, or to just have mercy and say they'll take you back for you and only you, when what is most important is how they feel. We must have them wanting you back. We must have them being motivated to get you back by being attracted to you again, by seeing strength, by feeling that you maybe are moving on and getting away from them. And then all it takes is them just doubting their decision of breaking up with you just a little bit, and it can grow from there with each day that you're not reaching out to them. And then at some point, they would reach out to you, and you certainly wouldn't ignore them. Some of you think that no contact means ignoring them, and all that will do is make them stop reaching out or wanting to, because they will feel that rejection. And who wants to keep feeling rejected? That's why hard to get is such a stupid strategy to try to get another person to like you and love you. Does it work at some point for a small window of time? Yes, but this idea that you are in a perpetual game of hard to get is wrong, and you will lose people, and it will be frustrating, and you won't understand why, because you'll be thinking, I'm playing hard to get. I don't understand why they're not just running to my door, because you kept closing the door. And eventually, if this person has any self-respect, they are going to stop. It's not going to be something they want to struggle with. They want to feel accepted. They want to feel that you want them. And so if you think that playing hard to get is the way to go, please, for your own sake, stop. If they reach out to you, it should be simple to talk to you. That way there's no hurdle for them. That doesn't mean you reach out to them. That's what makes this effective. You are not chasing them. Your pursuit of them is over until they begin pursuing you again. Now, that doesn't also mean that you start becoming emotional when they reach out and telling them how badly you've missed them and love them and all that. That's not what I'm talking about either. Don't misunderstand me. But let's get back to why you should trust no contact. Because it feels good at this moment, even just thinking about some sort of contact with your ex, because you would feel some control, because you would have an audience with them, either face to face, in which case they wouldn't be with other people. You would know where they were. It would feel like they were within your grasp again. Same is true if you were texting them. You would feel that for that moment, they weren't trying to be with someone else or even to move on with their lives, but that they were right there in this little bubble with you, and the outside world could do no harm to the two of you. You would feel that you were together again, and it would feel so good. I get that. The problem is that it will not work to get your ex back because it would feel good for you. But, and you probably see now where I'm going with this, it would not feel good for them, or else they would be seeking it. Write that down. It would not feel good for them, or else they would be seeking it. Now, I'm speaking in terms of their reality, because at some point, reaching out can make sense. And anyone who says otherwise does not have practical experience, because there are situations where your ex can feel that you don't want to be reached out to, or where they are so overwhelmed with the anxiety of reaching out to you, thinking that you'll be angry at them because they broke up with you, that they just can't do it. And sometimes reaching out makes sense, and I have seen couples get back together from that and are happy to this day and even married. So anyone who says no contact is permanent, in some situations, it is. I tell lots of my coaching clients, you should never contact this person again. If they contact you, you can decide what you want to do, but you should never contact them again. And you know what? About half the time, that's the case. But somewhere around the 30, maybe 40% mark, there comes a point in the future when reaching out to them makes sense, because you might as well find out for sure and move on with your life. And you know what? I think that point is a lot further out than a lot of people. I don't buy into the 30-day no contact rule and all of that. Usually mine is somewhere around the 45-day mark or more. Usually it's significantly more, and it usually frustrates people to hear. But again, the way that you know if it would feel good to them is if they are seeking it. And if they are not reaching out, then they're not ready to interact with you because they're not attracted to you again enough. That's why you need to trust no contact, because your heart will deceive you. These people who say, just follow your heart and everything will work out. It's just BS. Your heart, how many times is your heart wrong? I'm on a low carb diet right now. You have no idea how much I want a Snickers bar. My heart says Snickers. That's not a plug for Snickers though. They're pretty good. But I want to do that. It's my desire to have that. But you know what? I've got a greater desire. I want to drop some pounds. I want to be healthier. And so I've got to stick with discipline, with what I know in my head is the way to go and works better. And that's what you have to do. After a breakup, it is so important to go with your head, to trust your mind, to trust what I'm telling you, and that no contact has worked so many times, millions of times, if you think of all the times it's been applied. And I've seen it thousands of times. So you have how many breakups to consider and study? A handful that's happened to you, and then your friends will tell you, well, they have a handful too. And really, do you know what worked? Do you know what really brought this person back? Has it been dissected scientifically? No. And so if you really want this person back, trust the science on this, that they are basically not in a mindset. They are not receptive to you right now. And so reaching out to them makes no sense. It would feel good, but the odds are, unless they are reaching out to you, it's not going to work if you reach out to them, even though it feels like it would feel so good to communicate with them again, to hear their voice, to look into their eyes. I get that. But what you really want is to get your ex back. You don't just want a temporary good feeling. That Snickers bar right now would taste so good and so sweet, and then I would hate myself, because my goal is greater than a few minutes of something that feels good. And so yes, interacting with your ex, they're a nice person, they'll probably text back. You'll probably have a neat little conversation about small talk. How you doing? Doing pretty good. I'm going here tonight. I had this for lunch, whatever. The dog's doing better. It might feel good. But all you've done is show them by reaching out, first of all, that they can count on you to reach out, which puts you in a mess because you want them to feel that they have to do something about it because they are losing you. Second, it takes away that silence that we need. We need them to feel shocked because they dismissed you. They moved away from you. In order to flip the tables, it has to feel the opposite. It has to feel that you are moving away, that you have moved on. They're the ones who left. They have to come back to that spot because you didn't leave that spot. You were there. And so it's actually going to feel like that you're moving on if you stay there instead of chasing them. So when you feel you want to break no contact, just know that what you feel is not always real, and it's not always what's best for you. You've got to go with what you know and what other people, there are many people who will tell you that no contact works. There are other coaches, but I'm one who is known for pushing no contact because it does work. When you've been broken up with, the other person is the one who started no contact, not you. They're the ones who pulled away. Now, yes, there are situations where they keep reaching out to you and it makes no sense because you're thinking, we're broken up, why are you doing this? I have a video on that, and you can certainly go to my channel and look for that. It's called Broken Up But Still Acting Like a Couple, and I have some really good information there. But in general, if you're not hearing from them, then they are not ready to talk to you. And therefore, reaching out to them is unlikely to be productive. Go with your head, not your heart. You've probably watched several of my videos talking about no contact, talking about how to get your ex to miss you. Trust that. Trust that I've seen way more of these than you have, than any person you know would see in a lifetime, because this is what I do. And I have worked with people who do this professionally for nearly 20 years. So use that as an advantage. My emergency breakup kit talks about this and other things that you can do during no contact that can make no contact even more effective. And you can get more information about my emergency breakup kit in the link below in the description. It's called the Emergency Breakup Kit. It's all mine in that I developed it, and it's really good if you've been broken up with and you want your ex back. Also, take a second and subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified when I have more information that's helpful to your situation. You want to schedule a coaching call with me? If my schedule's booked up, remember the Emergency Breakup Kit is what I recommend in that situation, but you can see about scheduling a coaching call with me at myexbackcoach.com. That's myexbackcoach.com. And please follow me on Instagram at RealCoachLee. Check out my Emergency Breakup Kit. The link is in the description below. Stay strong with no contact. Trust your head, trust your knowledge, and not just what you feel, because feelings can mislead you. This has been Coach Lee with myexbackcoach.com. Thank you for watching.